Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Food Experience. Today's experience, I received a meat grinder from LHS. They contacted me to review a couple of their products, and this is one of the ones that I selected. They also made a coupon code for you guys, and you can look in the description of my video for a link to the product on Amazon and also the coupon code, which will save you over $4. So without further ado, time to unpack this and get familiar with the parts and put it to the test. And here we go. Here's a look at everything that comes inside of the box. There's one instruction manual, one sausage stuffer, pusher tool, cookie attachment with profiling bar, hand crank, a coarse grinding plate. There is a fine grinding plate installed by default. And also one clamp, and my understanding is you only need this if the suction on the bottom is not sticking to whatever surface you have it on. Also pre-installed inside the device is a conveyor crew that helps push the meat or whatever else you're putting through it along to the end. There's also a lock nut. Right behind the lock nut you'll see the fine grinding plate, and behind that are the knife blades. There's a lever on the side, and that's how you could make the suction cup stick. It's not going anywhere. I mean, it's pretty solid on there. And lift it up to release. There's also a button on the back of the unit, so you could press that and this part comes out. And afterwards you could go ahead and put it back into place. They tell you not to put the white body part into the dishwasher. The first thing you want to do is install the crank handle. It is very easy to install. Just slip it over, find the groove, and then turn the end right there. It'll tighten it up, and now it's good to go. Time to put the LHS meat grinder to the test. I'm grinding up a ribeye. I know that's like a controversial thing. Why would you want to do that? Well, it just seemed like a good thing to do, and I've always wanted to try a ribeye burger. So let's go. I purchased a ribeye yesterday. Not quite the best looking ribeye in the world, but let's see how this goes. This ribeye weighs about 1.2 pounds, and some of this hard fat right here needs to be trimmed off. Everything else should be okay, and what we need to do next is cut it in about 1-inch strips. I've never grinded meat before, and I've seen some people cut it into cubes, some people prefer it in longer strips, and I'm not exactly sure with this meat grinder how to cut it, because it doesn't really mention that in the manual. However, I am thinking of cutting it into cubes, just in case. I'm putting plastic wrap over this, and into the fridge it goes for probably about 45 minutes just to get a little bit chilled again. Just took the meat out of the refrigerator. Now, let's mount the meat grinder. There we go, nice and solid. I have a small bowl I'm putting underneath it, and let's give it a try. And it looks like that worked pretty darn good. Little extra. And it's hard to tell from this angle, but let me unmount this. And you can see there's no meat left in here. It's all the way pushed up at the end. So it got mostly everything. Definitely looks like a nice mixture. Got some fat in there with the meat. Not exactly sure what the fat content would be, what kind of blend it would be. For right now, I'm putting plastic wrap on it and putting it back into the refrigerator. After using the manual meat grinder, you're definitely going to have to wash the pusher tool. Also, you'll have to remove the grinding plate and also the blade. There'll be some extra meat in there that didn't go through. Not much though. Then you'll have to remove the crank. Push the button at the back of the device and everything pops out like it literally did. There we go. And now you could wash all these tools. And it should be really easy for maintenance. Time to make the topping that I will use on the burgers. It will be kind of a bacon jam type of vibe. I have 6 strips of bacon that I've cut into lardons. And I also diced up 1/4 of a yellow onion, 4 cloves of garlic. I have some red pepper flakes, some thyme, some brown sugar, also some red wine, Dijon mustard, balsamic vinegar, and black pepper. You want to go at a medium-low heat. Some people do it really low. I don't want to do it too low, and I really don't want to do it too high either. I could add the bacon right away. This is all stainless, this pan, so it can handle metal utensils. And you can let it sit there and cook for a little while, stirring occasionally. That way, a little bit of fond will build up at the bottom that you could later get off while we're sauteing the veggies. I'm at 248 degrees, and that seems to be pretty good where it's doing a nice slow cook. Normally I would cook bacon at 400 degrees when I'm serving it up as just regular bacon, but this is different. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty dang good. Turning off the cooktop. I definitely want to reserve some bacon fat. Putting that aside. Using a strainer, I'm removing the rest of the oil. Not sure if that's going to pick it up good in the camera, but bacon is looking perfect. Putting the bacon off to the side. Wow, look at all the fond on the bottom of the pan. To the cooktop, I'm adding in butter, onions, garlic, red pepper, thyme, and also adding the bacon grease back in. Turning on my cooktop. Gonna start off on around 250 degrees. Don't want the garlic to burn. Everything's all smelling nice and fragrant already. You don't really need to saute these too long unless you do it at a super low temperature. But if you're doing it at a higher medium temperature, you don't have to go too long. I'm also getting off the fond that was at the bottom. There's definitely a good amount of it. And with the help of that butter, it's coming off nice and easy. Next I'm adding just a tad of Dijon mustard, brown sugar, balsamic vinegar, stir that all in together. And I'm right at 250 degrees on the cooktop. Now that everything's pretty well caramelized, all the ingredients are mixed in, I'm adding in the bacon. Oh, that's smelling pretty good, I tell you what. Now, I'm adding in a bunch of red wine. Just enough to keep this cooking for a while, and you want to stir it occasionally. I'm bumping it up to 284 degrees, and we want to let it simmer and for the red wine to reduce. Once it reduces, it gets nice and thick, then it will be finished. Also adding in some black pepper. Yeah, that's reducing down nicely. We are so close. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is like so perfect. This smells so good, guys. This is going to be one heck of a good topping for the ribeye burgers. I will be making smash burgers. My dad wants 1/3 of a pound for his. There we go. That's about 1/3 of a pound. form a ball, but not press it too tight. That looks good. Tiny bit of oil. That's because I like to do butter burgers, and the oil helps the butter not burn as much. Add some butter, burger, and let's give it a smash. Using Kinder's The Blend, salt, pepper, and garlic. I think my dad's is ready to turn. Oh man, nice sear on that. Putting a slice of Swiss on mine. And I think my dad's is ready now. Get a little more butter down. And some brioche buns. Pretty sure mine's done now. Yeah, buns are looking pretty good. Applying bacon jam. There we go, folks. Those are done. I'm serving them up with some French fries, and I'll see you back at the table. Welcome back, everyone. I'm here with my ribeye burger. Got some French fries. French fries came out good. Time to get into this burger. This is really good, I think. The bacon jam, the burger, the Swiss. So the question is answered. Does a ribeye burger? Yes, it does. I should have probably picked a cut of ribeye that had a little bit more fat in it. I think it would have been juicier, but I went with what they had, and still happy with it. It's really, really good. And let's not forget, I wouldn't have these ribeye burgers if it wasn't for the LHS manual meat grinder. Again, folks, look in my description down below. I will have a link back to Amazon where you can purchase one, and a discount code that lasts until the end of July. Highly recommend it. It definitely performed nice. It was easy to turn the crank. It was easy to take apart and clean. Got it back together, no problem at all. Like, everything is super easy to work with. So yeah, highly recommend. I definitely will be coming back and using the meat grinder more. I may even come back with a spaghetti and meatballs episode and maybe do a combination of like beef and pork meatballs. I think it would be great for something like that. So stay tuned. You will see it return in the near future. And with that said, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, drop me a line below. Oh yeah, and by the way, that bacon jam, out of this frickin' world, I'll tell you what. Anyhow, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, drop me a line below. I love hearing from you guys. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave. I got all kinds of good things coming up. And until next time, have a stellar day. Be excellent. And most of all, remember me, I'm KJ Andy O, your food experience host with the most. Y'all take care, and I'll see you next time.